I went 2 for 2 today just trading off of my favorite VWAP, the New York VWAP. When trend is super clear, this is my favorite level to trade off of, and I want to show you exactly how I did it and what other setups were potentially in play. We took these all on stream this morning. I chose it on NQ. We'll take a look at ES as well and why I did that. You can see $950 across the two accounts, well, two trades, copied to my 3 top 1 futures accounts. So if you need an account over there, make sure you check that out down below. I'll have a discount for you guys. If you look at ES, very, very strong. Clearly a drifting day, right? This black VWAP is our New York, my favorite one that I'm referring to, that I want to find retests off of it. We don't get any of them, right? Not even at any point in the day. That even if you put a handoff VWAP on, which would be the last time it touched New York, or in this case broke through it, you could see still nothing, right? That would still be clearly above that. So I didn't take the longs on ES, but I'm also watching NQ on stream. So let's go over there and see what that looked like. Definitely still more bullish, but not quite. It's almost a little bit lagging. I'm like, oh wow, ES has left the station. It's way too high for me to buy it now. But NQ is still holding these VWAPs, so I want to be a buyer. Now, it moved lower at the open for sure, right? Sank the whole way almost. Why not chase those shorts? We're below this New York VWAP. Clearly, there's a lot of selling momentum. Well, hopefully you've seen some other videos of mine. If you haven't, go check them out. I'll make plenty of videos on how I use that higher time frame. In this case, the 15-minute. And another VWAP we like to use is that overnight VWAP, anchored to the changeover of day, 6 p.m. Eastern, right? So back here, you can see we're not actually bearish, right? This was the pre-market news. The PPI news came in and left that nasty wick to the downside. But then you also get a break and pop from there. But then heading into the open, this big red candle is that flush at the open. But where does it retest to? That overnight VWAP where we're likely to find that next higher low bill when we're in a bullish trend, which we clearly are. And we get the nice move away from there, right? Could you make money buying it up here away from VWAP? Of course. Just less probable because you don't know how much higher it wants to go. But if you can get it down at this VWAP before the move even happens, there's a greater probability you'll make money, right? Because you don't even need a big move because you're right at the VWAP. But now we know where the long bias comes from. We could even turn it on here. I'm looking at the regular trading hours. If you look at the electronic, you could see we're going to be bouncing right off of that VWAP. If I sync this one over here on the daily, you'll see, yes, we're playing with this New York in blue, but look at where that retest comes off of. Buyers clearly defend that. Our first sign to long it is a break above New York. So in this screenshot, it's going to be blue. Well, buyers take it here. And keep in mind that during all of this, ES is very bullish. So that's already keeping me long bias of saying, well, that's already above everything and looking like it wants to go higher. So NQ breaking its New York probably also wants to go higher. But if you've seen Futures 2.0, I'll teach you how I trade the entire strategy, what we took on stream this morning. You guys could actually get full access to it if you just use code FIRST. You get your first month for free. You could join the live streams where we take these setups as well as the strategy where I describe these setups. But I'll always say trade level to level, right? If I'm somehow trading at the bottom of the range, I want to get out at the top. Normally, I'll probably be trading mid-range like this one. My first exit is top of opening range. Now you can see it in this markup. That would not be 1R. That's not the point of this trade. It's trading level to level. And if we're not at a level, if it's just gray skies above us, all right, we'll just keep on trading until we make new highs a day, right? So here's our first long. We get a new high a day, open range high, we get a nice little exit. I'm out even before then, scalping it pretty quickly because at that time, again, ES is crazy, crazy high, in my opinion, overextended. Of course, we didn't know it would be a drifting day. That I'm expecting some sort of pullback on ES, so that's going to probably slow down NQ over here. Let me grab a little bit of this. But it also makes a new high day outside that open range high, which in the strategy I also teach, never chase the first break of open range high. Yes, sometimes it'll run, but oftentimes not. It's just inducement to trap a lot of amateurs to jump in long there because it looks very bullish. They get stopped out, and then yes, it probably does move back higher, right? So it's not like I don't want to long it. That's just not the time or the place to be longing it, all right? So then pulls back, respects New York VWAP again, above this overnight VWAP, still making higher lows. ES is going to the moon. How do I not want to be a buyer? And I even threw on a higher day VWAP. We'll make that one purple here. The first sign to buy is when buyers 100% are back in control on the break of it. So we get a stop loss below structure, right? Not this current structure here, because I don't want to get pinned out if it wants to maybe hold this overnight one more time. Want to give it some more space. Don't squeeze that stop loss too tight. And in this one, you get a new high a day, trading the next higher high, right? If we just remove all these trades, and we'll take a look at it again in a second, the worst thing to do, let's even trade it to the regular trading hours. And there's some people that are going to do it, and that's fine. I can understand it. But like I'm saying, trying to get out of the amateur mindset of where do I want to long it. If all our trades normally look like I'm longing it here, I'm longing it here, longing it there, obviously that's very dramatic and that sucks. But you're chasing higher highs. If you could just learn to be patient and see what the patterns really want to do, learn to take the higher lows after a pullback, right? Rather than chasing the top of a move that you missed and hope there's more in it, recognize, hey, I missed that move. Hopefully we can get a pullback and I can get involved in the next one. Because the worst thing to do is just jump in long, lose, and it still go higher, right? Because you got a bad price. So let's go over here and take a look at the markup. Same thing we just looked at. Another thing to look at, obviously it's off those New York VWAPs, like I'm saying here in blue. But the prices I'm paying, 71 and 61, right? This first one was a little bit lower, but I'm really playing the same level. The New York VWAP, it's about the same price, right? 10 points in NQ is nothing. Then I'm just trading with the higher lows, and I'm catching, ideally, the higher lows because I'm not chasing them at the highs, right? So the worst thing to do, like I said, long it up there. For what? Or you feel all this FOMO from missing this and you long it there. You're too late. Wait for the pullback. It did it again. You can find another great setup. And it's really just keeping it simple. This markup's got a lot of notes on it. But right, keep it simple. If it's clearly trending, we know what the 15-minute looks like. We're above the overnight. That's good for longs. We're back above the New York. That's good for longs. Can I get higher high and higher low structure? Great. Then any pullback I see, I'll put on a high day VWAP and wait for buyers to step back in, right? Because I took the bounce plays off this New York. But even if you put on a high of day VWAP, anchored to the high of day, like I'm saying here in purple, you're longing it when buyers take it back, saying they're 100% back in control. It makes a new high a day, well, re-anchor it. Let it pull back. When they take it out again, that's your sign to long it, right? You don't always have to buy it on the perfect bounce right down there, right? But when buyers take that high a day, they're telling you they're back in. Now you want to be long. Now the next move is likely to happen. And this even carried on into the afternoon. The other ones were a little bit harder. But if you put on a high day view up there, let it pull back, break a high day, you have a loser. Oh my God. Didn't carry on forever, but you lose. All right, pull back, makes another new high. Not really. Just chops the rest of the day. So it's not like you wanted to be a seller. It just didn't move higher again at all. But you can't predict that because why would you? ES is still ripping higher. And even if you look at ES, the same idea applies. Put on those high day view ups. Look how long this one would take, but it would work. Buyers step away from this high a day. When do they finally take it back? Right there. So buyers are back in. Stop loss below structure. You got to work for it, but it never stops building those higher lows that you definitely want to be a buyer. And you have to sit through, unfortunately, all these higher lows to sit through to get that higher high. In this case, it took probably about an hour and a half. But you were never wrong. So hopefully you can maybe scalp something out of it, right? Maybe a half an hour trade there. But regardless, on these clean trending days, that's when we're going to look to maximize. Let's go back to my TradeZella here. And you'll see my week. Nothing crazy at all. But Monday, red. What is it though? It's minimizing it. It's survival of not making the red days too big and too hard to recover, that even if I have a spectacular day the next day, doesn't matter. I got to have another 4 of those to make back one poor day of trading. We come in on Tuesday trying to make back that red day. Start off with a loss. Dang. All right. Make it back on a win. It's not a great day. I'm still red from the day prior, but I'm surviving. I'm trying to maneuver these markets. I'm not taking on big red after big red. We survived the next day. So then I come into today. Yes, I'm still red from Monday, but I trade well. And would you look at that? We're back green on the week, right? Just try to survive most of the days. Don't lose when you are wrong, or when you're wrong, don't lose too much. And then the green days, not that they'll take care of themselves, but I traded cleanly today, made 950. I tried to trade cleanly yesterday, didn't work, but I didn't make sure, well, I made sure I didn't lose too much when I was wrong, right? You look at the week prior, losing day, all right, but that's manageable, it's controllable, it's 500, 700. We come in the next days, 700, 600. So we're back green. Now, this is not a great month at all. I am surviving, right? You can see $600 in 2 weeks. That's trash. But could always be worse. And I am winning more days than not. So if we can keep up that pattern, right? These days winning, they're tiny. Let's call them break even. Then I'm really winning 3 days, these 3, losing these 3 days. So to be even up a little bit is good. Because that's, I guess, theoretically 3 and 3, you're break even. but I'm a little bit green because I'm keeping those red days small, all right? So that's also a lesson I want you guys to take away from this video of just try to show up, not lose too much when you are wrong, or maybe the charts are a little bit choppy. But when they're clean like this, maximize on a day like today, because they're not always going to be this pretty, but when they are, it's our job to capitalize on them and understand how to read these VWAPs, right? Took 2 trades, both in the same direction, off the same VWAP, felt good about them, straight profit. Doesn't get much better than that when you're done by the 11 o'clock, by the time initial balance is broken, all right? So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you check out the top 1 sale that's still going on. There's new Ignite accounts. I haven't traded them on this, what you saw today. These are my regular 50K instant fundeds, but you can copy trade up to 6 Ignite AF accounts, right? So if you want the lower threshold, I also made a video on those explaining the rules. It's like $150 to get 50Ks. So if you want the lower cost, but you'll get a smaller payout from it, that's going to be for you. So check them all out down below. I appreciate you guys tuning in. Let's keep trading with the trend off these VWAPs. If you have any questions on them, I'd say firstly, check out the course. I'll probably answer them in there. But if not, check out on the streams and always feel free to DM me. I'll see you guys on the charts tomorrow morning.